Donald Trump has always made his wealth part of the show, from gold-plated apartments to private jets with his name on the side. He's built a brand on luxury, power, and being seen. But how deep does the luxury lifestyle actually go? In this video, we're taking a full stroll through his world of luxury transport, from private jets to helicopters, souped-up golf carts to custom rides on his estate. Chapter 1. Trump Force One. Among all the machines in Donald Trump's impressive fleet, one that consistently grabs attention, both in the air and on the ground, is his gorgeous customized Boeing 757, more famously known as Trump Force One. And no, this isn't your average private jet. Trump Force One is a full-blown luxury penthouse in the sky, complete with gold finishes, plush seating, and a vibe that's unapologetically Trump. This aircraft was originally built in 1991 for commercial use, serving in the fleet of a now-defunct airline before Trump scooped it up in 2011 for a reported $100 million. But of course, owning the plane wasn't enough. It had to be Trumpified. On the outside, it's hard to miss. The fuselage is painted in deep black with a white underbelly, sliced sharply by a glimmering gold stripe. And just in case that's not bold enough, Trump is printed in massive gold letters across the side, impossible to miss, even from a runway away. The Rolls-Royce RB211 engines are loud, powerful, and polished to a mirror shine, giving the entire aircraft a kind of luxury military hybrid presence. Even the staircase that folds down when the plane lands is custom designed, mirror-trimmed, gleaming surface, practically built to make every arrival feel like a presidential red carpet event. But it's the interior that takes things to a whole different altitude. Once you step inside, you're in what feels like a high-end hotel suite, hovering above the clouds. Cream-colored leather seats are arranged like thrones. Each one is gold-trimmed, and they sit beneath polished wood paneling that wraps around the cabin like the walls of a cigar lounge. The seat buckles are gold. The light fixtures, also gold. The faucets in the bathroom? You guessed it, gold too, and it's not a gimmick. They're actually 24-karat plated. There's a full lounge area, complete with extra-wide seating and an integrated theater system. Not some flimsy fold-down screen, but a full media center. Even the ceiling is lined with silk. It's meant to give off that high society, cigar club feel, and somehow it works. Toward the back of the cabin, there's a private bedroom hidden behind a sliding partition. Inside, you'll find a full-sized bed, personalized bedding, and lighting that feels more like a hotel suite than an aircraft cabin. The ensuite lavatory is finished with faux marble countertops and more gold-trimmed hardware, naturally. Up front, just behind the cockpit, is where the business happens, Trump's private office. It includes a wide desk with space for paperwork, iPads, maybe even a Diet Coke or two. There are monogrammed pens, custom folders, gold-rimmed stationery, and it's very on-brand. This is where Trump takes calls mid-flight, reviews speeches, signs off on interviews, and keeps the business running while flying between cities. Technology-wise, the jet is certainly well-equipped. It has satellite TV, secure phone lines, and a wireless internet system that allows him to stay connected at all times. In its prime, it really did serve as a mobile command center. When Trump returned to the campaign trail, Trump Force One came roaring back after a major refurbishment. The engines were overhauled, the paint retouched, the gold lettering made even shinier. The plane's current value is estimated somewhere between $50 and $60 million after depreciation, but that doesn't account for the upgrades or branding power. Trump Force One is big, it's bold, and it's built to be noticed. Chapter 2. The Helicopters. If the 757 is Trump's airborne throne, then his helicopters are the golden chariots that carry him from skyline to skyline. They may not have the commanding presence of a full-size jet, but in the world of elite travel, these machines offer something even the flashiest private planes can't. Let's start with the most iconic one, the Sikorsky S-76. This helicopter is a $7 million symbol of status, reliability, and polish. The Sikorsky name alone already screams premium, used by royalty, heads of state, and Fortune 500 execs. But Trump, of course, wasn't just going to fly it straight off the factory floor. He had it completely overhauled and customized to meet his version of airborne perfection. The exterior makes an entrance before the blades even begin to spin. Glossy black paint wraps the body, bordered with sleek white and gold stripes. On the side, Trump is spelled out in towering gold letters, bold enough to be caught by any drone, telephoto lens, or crowds miles away. But it's the interior where things really shift into high gear. Designed by aviation specialist Eric Roth, the cabin is essentially a luxury penthouse suite in the sky, only this one lifts vertically. The seats are upholstered in hand-stitched cream leather, arranged for maximum comfort and visibility. The floor is lined with plush wool carpeting that feels more at home in a luxury condo than an aircraft. Mahogany-stained wood paneling wraps around the cabin, creating a warm executive feel. And just like his jet, 24-karat gold accents can be found on buckles, fixtures, vents, and handles. According to some aviation insiders, the total value of Trump's S-76 after all the upgrades likely sits at around $8 to $9 million, depending on the current market and how deeply the interiors have been personalized. And believe it or not, this helicopter is a practical asset. But the S-76 isn't flying solo in his air fleet. Trump has also used the Bell 407, a more compact, streamlined helicopter favored by executives and high-end charter firms. Retailing at around $3.5 million before customization, the Bell may be smaller, but it wasn't spared the Trump treatment. Leather seating, gold trim, and dark wood accents make sure it reflects the same brand tone, glamour, visibility, and authority. These helicopters have played multiple roles over the years. Beyond business and luxury commutes, they've been stage props for political spectacle. During campaign trails, when Trump Force One couldn't land at smaller airports, the choppers stepped in, delivering him right onto golf courses, fairgrounds, even parking lots, surrounded by cheering crowds and flashing cameras. These machines are maintained under FAA Part 135 standards, which is the same rigorous benchmark used by top air charter companies and VIP transport services. Maintenance contracts, insurance, and hangar space for a fleet like this could run into hundreds of thousands annually. But that's the cost of keeping a flying brand alive and spotless. In a political world where most candidates hop off minivans or stumble out of coach flights, Trump's golden choppers carved out a separate image altogether. Bigger than life, camera-ready, and unapologetically over the top. Chapter 3. Car Collection. While Trump's aircraft grabbed the headlines, his car collection is just as deliberately curated. Let's start at the top. The Rolls-Royce Phantom. Trump has long had a love affair with Rolls-Royce, and the Phantom has often been his prized asset. Valued well above $500,000 when new, especially when custom-tailored, it's exactly that car you arrive in. With its imposing Pantheon grille, handcrafted full-grain leather interior, lamb's wool carpets, and that silent cloud-like ride, it feels like a palace on wheels. There was a time when Trump was frequently seen arriving at events in his Phantom, using it the way a king might use a golden chariot. It was the perfect car for him. While the Phantom may no longer be his daily or campaign ride, it still holds a place in the Trump mythos. Then there's the Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud, an older gem in his fleet. Produced between 1955 and 1966, a well-kept Silver Cloud today can fetch between $100,000 and $300,000, depending on condition and originality. But beyond its price, it's the look that matters. Long chrome bumpers, white wall tires, that soft regal ride. It's the kind of car you'd expect to see in an old James Bond film or parked outside a palace. For Trump, it's more about a time when wealth was elegant, not loud. But Trump's garage isn't all about slow, stately elegance. Another car in his collection is the Lamborghini Diablo. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, the Diablo was the poster car of luxury rebellion. A $200,000 car with a V12 engine, scissor doors, and the kind of styling that looked like it was going 200 miles per hour when parked. For Trump to have a Diablo, it means showing that he could step outside the traditional mold when he wanted to. A man of suits and skyscrapers, with a car that screams nightclub owner in Monaco? It's unexpected, but that's exactly why it works. Then there's also his Mercedes-Benz S600. Starting at around $170,000, this sedan isn't flashy in the traditional sense. Instead, it's bulletproof luxury, often literally. The S600, especially in its Maybach iteration, is the choice for heads of state, foreign dignitaries, and those who prefer their wealth subtle but undeniable. Its V12 engine delivers smooth, effortless power, and the interior is basically a leather-wrapped boardroom on wheels, massaging seats, chilled cup holders, ambient lighting, and privacy glass. Of course, no Trump collection would be complete without a nod to Americana. Over the years, he's been spotted in Cadillac limousines, stretch SUVs, and a variety of large executive cars customized with plush interiors, private partitions, and Trump-embossed details. These vehicles, often used during campaign seasons or for resort transport, feel like a big part of his buildings. Surprisingly, there was even a brief flirtation with the future. Trump once owned a Tesla Roadster, the original all-electric sports car from Elon Musk's garage. Priced at around $100,000 at launch, the Roadster was a leap into electric speed. Though it didn't stick around for long in his fleet, its brief appearance showed a curiosity, if nothing else. In all, what sets Trump's car collection apart isn't just the dollar signs, but the curation. Trump's vehicles are more like chess pieces, each one chosen to reflect a specific mood, purpose, or message. Power, wealth, authority, sometimes tradition, sometimes surprise, but never ordinary. Chapter 4: Electric Golf Carts, Estates, and Off-Road Rides. Luxury doesn't clock out when Donald Trump steps off a private jet or closes the door on a Rolls-Royce. It continues unapologetically across the rolling greens of his golf empire, where the vehicles may shrink in size, but the performance and personalization remain colossal. Currently, Trump owns and operates 19 golf clubs and resorts, spread across the U.S., Scotland, Ireland, and beyond. Over the years, more than $1 billion has been funneled into acquiring, renovating, and maintaining these properties. Each one serves a strategic purpose. Let's break a few down. Starting with Trump National Doral, Miami, Florida, this resort sprawled across 800 acres. Trump bought it for $150 million in 2012 and dumped another $250 million into renovations. Its greatest piece, the Blue Monster Course, is iconic in PGA history. Brutal, beautiful, and built for spectacle. Next is Trump National Golf Club Bedminster in New Jersey, which is over 500 acres of lush countryside. This is where presidential meetings, family weddings, and long weekends collide. It's even home to a private Trump family cemetery, because in his world, branding doesn't end at the grave. There's the Trump National Westchester in New York, a tucked-away escape just outside Manhattan, situated among the ultra-rich and designed for quiet luxury. There's also the Trump National Golf Club DC, overlooking the Potomac. This 800-acre course hosts donors, dignitaries, and deal-makers. In Los Angeles, another resort is built into 300 acres of oceanfront cliffs, with a development tab that reportedly hit $264 million. Views for days and vibes straight out of a billionaire's dream sequence. Also, there's the Trump Turnberry in Scotland, one of the most breathtaking courses in the world, acquired for around $60 million, with another $200 million poured into turning it into a 5-star shrine to Scottish golf tradition. Trump International in Aberdeen. Dug into the rugged coastline of Scotland, this course has weathered lawsuits, environmental protests, and public backlash. Trump International Doonbeg in Ireland, picked up for $15 million in 2014, transformed into a luxury resort with another $50 million plus in upgrades. The rest are Trump Golf Links Ferry Point in the Bronx, Palm Beach, Philadelphia, Charlotte, and the list goes on. But beyond the clubhouses, the caviar, and the champagne, there's something else that keeps these places moving. Literally, his mode of transport: golf cart. Leave your $8,000 basic golf cart rental aside. Trump's custom fleet runs between $20,000 and $25,000 per cart. Easy. And there's dozens of them across his properties. At Mar-a-Lago, golf carts glide across the 20-acre estate connecting the mansion, the poolside, oceanfront suites, and secluded patios. Whether it's Trump himself, family, or visiting dignitaries, no one walks if they don't have to, and even the rides are part of the show. At Bedminster, where political fundraisers and opulent weddings are staged, the carts are lined up like limos outside the Met Gala. Security teams drive reinforced versions equipped with comm systems and discreet surveillance. When guests step in, they're stepping into the Trump experience, rolling, quiet, curated luxury. And at larger, more rugged locations like Doral or Aberdeen, the Trump Organization maintains a secondary fleet of UTVs, utility task vehicles. These are polished, custom-outfitted rides designed for off-course tours, landscaping logistics, and executive property inspections. In total, across his 19 properties, Trump has invested millions just in the vehicles that operate behind the scenes, because presentation is everything. So, while most people picture billionaires landing in jets or stepping into bulletproof SUVs, Trump's empire moves on all levels. If this gave you a new angle on how the Trump empire actually works, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and drop a comment below. What should we break down next? Let us know, and we'll bring the receipts. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.